Is this the SIG Romeo 8T at home? Hey guys, Akimbo Chris with Crusader Armory TV, back out here on the range today, and today we got a new optic. This is the Vector Optics Frenzy Plus 1x31 red dot. This is something very similar to your Holosun 512 or your SIG Romeo 8T. The cool thing about this style of red dot is that you get a lot of the same benefits that you would with something like an EOTech without having to pay that crazy EOTech price tag because it's a red dot and not a holographic. However, you still get the donut of death. The big circle reticle, this one has a 32 MOA circle reticle, so it's still good for quick target acquisition, and you got that big window to be able to passively aim a lot easier. So today guys, we're gonna be taking a look at this thing. We're gonna be running through its paces and really doing a deeper dive on the Frenzy Plus by Vector Optics. Now, we do already have a couple hundred rounds of this thing. If you guys watch the channel regularly, you know that we did use this optic in the Whisper Strike M80 suppressor review video, so if you are interested in that, go check that out. So this video will conclude our 500 round test on this optic. So overall, by the end of this video, I think we'll have enough rounds to this thing to really set accurate expectations for you guys if you guys decide to pick up something like the Vector Optics Frenzy Plus. So without further ado guys, let's get into it. All right guys, so real quick, we're gonna be doing an overview of the Vector Optics Frenzy Plus red dot. So like I said, this is your box style red dot, so you do get a nice big window on that thing along with a nice big reticle. So this does have the multi-reticle system, so you can swap back and forth between the 32 MOA donut of death or the 2 MOA dot. So whether you're trying to be quick in close quarter situations or you want to be a little bit more precise with the dot, you can switch this back and forth depending on your situation. The other thing I will say about the reticle on this optic, for being a budget optic, the reticle is really crisp. Even comparatively to a lot of the Holosuns I've used with a very similar reticle system, they seem to starburst a lot more than this thing does. I mean, this thing is super clear and super crisp during the day, even at the brightest settings. Doesn't starburst at all, and I really do like that. Even in dark situations, the starbursting effect is very minimal on this optic. So that's always a big plus in my book for budget optics, is putting a clear reticle in that thing. So as far as brightness goes, this thing does get plenty bright. Like I said, out here on a sunny day, 80 degrees in North Carolina, we can still see the reticle perfectly, but you do have your brightness settings here on the side of the optic. You have your up, your down, and you also have a night vision mode. So this thing is night vision compatible, so all you tactical guys out there who have nods, you can use this optic as well. As far as design goes, I think this thing looks really cool. It looks very similar to something like your SIG Romeo 8T. It's got that skeletonized look to it, and I really like that. That's what attracted me to order this optic, was just the way it looks. I really like the way the SIG Romeo 8T looks. However, I can't sell my soul for a SIG Romeo 8T. It looks really cool, and I really like that skeletonized look to it. It does mount on the rail with a QD system, so you can take it on and off very quickly, put it on other firearms, or do whatever you want to do with it. As a content creator, that's something I can definitely appreciate because I'm swapping out my parts all the time. Now let's talk about how this thing is powered, because that's what's gonna differentiate it from a lot of the other optics on the market. This thing actually takes 2 AAA batteries. So it doesn't take your CR123s or your 2032 or anything like that. This thing takes 2 AAA batteries. So if your optic was to run dead, you can literally just pop the back off your TV remote and take the batteries and power the optic. In my opinion, I really like the AAA batteries, and I know a lot of people love their CR123s. There's gonna be a lot of people who look at that as a downside. However, for me, AAAs are a lot more accessible. I can buy them at Dollar General, I can buy them at a gas station, and they're a lot cheaper, whereas CR123s, you have to hunt for a little bit more and generally are a lot more expensive. So that being said, I kind of like the AAA battery idea. Not bad. So that's an overview of the Vector Optics Frenzy Plus, just so you guys know what we're reviewing today. But today guys, we're gonna see, with all these features and everything else, how well will it hold up? Now, one thing I do want to mention before we get to the shooting is kind of talking about the history of this particular optic. So, if you guys have watched reviews on this optic before, there is a history of this optic, or the previous generation of this optic, having some issues. Some of those issues were the reticle flickering. Some of those issues were the night vision mode wasn't actually functional because it was still visible during the day, so it was too bright to use under night vision. And then some of those issues were durability, because before they had a lot thinner of a design up here, and whenever you would drop it really hard on concrete or something like that, it would cause the glass to crack. Vector Optics has been very transparent about this. They acknowledge the issues, and this is their upgraded model. So they literally addressed all those issues that everybody was having with the first generation model and released the new generation, which has a much more beefed up frame around it, so the glass isn't supposed to crack, and also has a functional night vision mode, which I have tested. It is functional now, and they fixed the flickering issue with the reticle. I haven't had any flickering with the reticle, and like I said, we have put a couple hundred rounds to this thing already, but again, today we're going to be doing our final initial 500 round review, so we'll see if we have any issues out here on the range. So without further ado, guys, this is what we're going to be shooting. We're going to be running it through its paces. We're going to be running some drills, testing some accuracy, and overall just seeing, is it worth your cold, hard-earned dollars? I know this is going to be an attractive option for a lot of people because it looks really good and it's pretty cheap for what it is. Much cheaper than the Holosun 512 or the SIG Romeo 8T. So with that being said, let's see how it holds up. The first segment of testing with any optic that we have on the channel is always what, cameraman?
Accuracy.
If an optic's not accurate or precise, whatever you guys want to call it, then it's probably no good. So I'm gonna see how well this thing groups. I'm gonna start here at 25 and then increase the distance as we go. We're gonna put 3 groups at this target down here, down at range. So let's see how she does. We're gonna do the first group at 25 and then we'll step back a little bit. So let's see how well she does at 25. I hope she would do well for a 16-inch rifle. I don't know how zeroed this thing is, guys, so with that being said, we'll adjust her throughout the day. Look all just a little bit low of center, but looks like a good group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First group there, first group of the day. That's at 25. Now let's step her back to 50. All right, let's check her out. Okay, so group spread out a little bit more. Not a great shooter, guys, and I'm shooting with a red dot. If we could lock that gun down, we could definitely get some better groups, but that's more than acceptable. Those would be A-zone hits, especially center mass. But yeah, it looks like we just need to bring that zero just a little bit higher. And I think we'll have a pretty zeroed optic. But for red dot, I mean, for me, personally, again, not a precision shooter, that's more than acceptable enough. 25, 50, and now we're gonna try to go back even a little bit further. And we'll kind of compare these to the shots at the end of the video after we beat this optic to death and see if it holds the same zero. All right, guys, now we're at about 75, so
let's see how
what she does. I did bring the zero up just a tiny bit. All right, let's go check her out.
How do you think you did before you get up there?
Well, I can see it smoking down there, so I'm thinking I hit pretty close. A lot of people online will sit here and talk junk about budget optics, but not be able to outshoot them. I mean, I know I can't outshoot most optics, and I've got a lot of rounds downrange. Not bad at all. At 75 yards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we're shooting with a red dot, no magnification, and that is more than acceptable. That's, again, all A zones. I mean, we definitely tighten it up if we were able to lock the gun down in something like a lead sled. Obviously, that's the best way to get groupings, but the bog definitely does help keeping us close, but it's not as good as something like a lead sled. So we do have here, again, 25, 50, and then 75 yards with that optic. That red dot is more than accurate enough to be efficient with it if you know what you're doing. So clearly, my groups aren't great, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Not fully. I'm still learning. With that being said, as far as accuracy goes, what do you think?
I think it's pretty good, to be honest. I mean, is it sub MOA? No, but
It's a red dot.
it's a red dot. I mean, you're close enough, you're going to put somebody down.
Yeah, and again, this is probably more shooter error than anything. I mean, you're just your average guy. So most average people out there, these are average results and probably closer to what most of you are going to shoot like, even if you want to claim otherwise. Let's move on to the next segment of testing. I think when I was down there and I was shooting at 75, the one thing that really helped me the most, like, is just how clear the reticle is. Like, whenever you shoot it, I want you to look. Like, the reticle is super, super clear, so I can see slam through the reticle essentially. Where with some red dots, you know, it has that real starburst
Holosun
effect.
you had. It was like real fuzzy, starbursty. You can't really see downrange.
Yeah, it's harder at longer distances to really be able to see through the circle dot to see your target. And with that one, I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. You're gonna see it. It's pretty clear. So we're gonna run some drills with her, see how she does real world performance. Like I said earlier, a lot of these type of optics are mainly made for quick target acquisition, big window, big reticle, get on target real quick. So let's test that out. So we're gonna do a 3-position drill, 2 shots here, 2 shots at the 25, then 2 shots at the 50.
Stand by. .2165.
I'm pretty sure I hit the bear, but it's sideways.
Yeah.
A lot of people online, you're not running fast enough and blah, blah, blah. You guys go out and do it. See what you do.
And see how good you're able to put follow-up shots
Yeah.
after running and out of breath.
Yeah, exactly. The harder you run, the harder you're gonna breathe. So whenever you come up off that gun, you're gonna be bouncing a lot more. You gotta pace yourself. That last one, look, I think you see right there where I skimmed it. That's a crazy shot because that thing was sideways. And I skimmed it right there. That was fun. 21.5. You want to run it?
I'm down.
Okay, hold on. I got one more round. Let's stump this real quick.
I'm probably going to be a little slower.
Just give me a beep.
The shooter understand the course of fire.
Yep.
Stand by. Beep.
Center mass.
Is that the heart? That is.
Yep.
That's a kill shot. That's pretty good. Now, one thing I will say about this red dot, you saying it's pretty crisp, I will agree. It's nice.
Yeah, it's crisp. It's real clean. No starbursting at all out here in the daylight.
Because with that Holosun, as I said, like...
Yeah, like the 510, we had the 510. We also had the SCRS. We've tested both of those optics, and especially the green one, the SCRS. That one was kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
And that one's not fuzzy at all. That's pretty clear.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought it was going to be a little fuzzy because...
It's a budget optic.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and it looks cool. So
yeah, it does.
It looks really good on that SIG.
Yeah.
But it won't be living on the SIG, guys. We're putting LPVO on this thing, so stay tuned. Oh, missed the 2 at 50. You're about 22 seconds.
So about the same.
Yeah, about the same amount of time. Just with 2 misses.
But I can't give the excuse on the gong. Look, it's swinging.
I got him swinging too, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I guess
Seems like a skill issue. But what do you think about the optic though, on a reel?
Really good.
I like it. This is nice and crisp, dude. Real crisp. Okay, guys, so just to show you this, we're gonna run a reload drill real quick. So we're gonna do a very similar drill to what we just did, but we're gonna do 3 positions, 1 shot, and then 3 positions all the way back. I'm rocking my battle belt, this Krydex battle belt. He's gonna be rocking
my Ace Tech.
He calls it a satchel. So guys, you got 2 teams to pick from. Either Team Battle Belt or Team Satchel. Team Satchel, that's what we're gonna call it. So leave your bets in the comments below. Who's gonna win this next round?
Stand by. I miss.
I miss. I miss.
.3694.
Jesus, that was rough. All the running, I started swaying a lot more.
I could tell.
Out of balance, but oh well, one miss. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
You said 30.
3694.
All right, time to beat 3694.
Yep.
All right, cameraman, Team Satchel.
Team Satchel.
Let's see the satchel. Let's see it. Oh. There
Ace
it is,
tag.
guys. Ace tag. Yep.
Ace tag.
Gotta miss. "42 seconds. Team Satchel. What do you have to say?
I'm tired.
Oh, it was the running from the first round, wasn't
I'm
it?
tired, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
Team Satchel takes the L.
Yep.
Well, what do you think? You ran the red dot a few times, the Vector. What do you think?
Like
Viable for something like this? Tactical training?
Yeah,
Training on the range?
I'd agree.
Yeah. I mean, as long as it holds up, right?
Yeah, as long as it
Oops.
holds up and doesn't lose zero. .65.
Not bad. Well, we got one hit on the heart, so it's KIA, and then one hit right here. Probably hit his spine.
Probably.
I think one of the biggest benefits to one of these big box style optics versus something like your T2, yes, they're both still red dots. Yes, they kind of have the same use case, but these for me are generally a lot easier to pick up and a lot easier to passively aim with because you have more of a big window box to keep both eyes open instead of looking down through like a tube like you would with something like a SIG Romeo 5.
.210.
Okay, not bad. Again, guys, the market that this is really competing in is going to be that like enclosed emitter box style market, your Holosun 512, your SIG Romeo 8T. The Holosun 512, I believe, is around 300, 350 bucks. The Romeo 8T is somewhere around $700-800.
Sometimes you can get used ones for 6, high 7s.
Yeah, and this is coming in right around 200 beans. So this is probably one of the cheaper options, but it still seems really, really solid. Like the mounting solution, you do have like a ratcheting mechanism here instead of just a turn screw. So that's gonna be a lot more robust. And overall just build quality, I mean, the optic does feel very, very premium. Again, some of the reported issues about like reticle flicker in the Generation 1, I can confirm as far as my experience now with this optic, putting probably somewhere around 300 or so rounds to it at this point. I haven't had any reticle flicker with it, at least with this new design. So they definitely have done something to upgrade it, or else I just haven't ran into the problem yet. But it's worked really, really well for me.
175.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All center mass, a lot hitting vital organs. More than good enough. So not bad running drills with a budget-oriented optic. It definitely performed pretty well for what it is, and I like it. It definitely makes running drills a lot easier than using something like a T2 red dot. Now, it's not a huge difference. It really just comes down to preference, but I've always preferred the box-style red dots because I just really, really like my EOTechs. The thing I really appreciate about this dot so far, shooting around with it, is the clarity of the reticle. For someone who has an astigmatism, I am super, super sensitive to starbursting from really low quality emitters and red dots, and this one looks really, really good, especially for a rifle optic. Just comparing it to something like a Holosun, something we both used before, me and cameraman, this thing's starburst a lot less than even some of the Holosuns that we used with that 32 MOA circle dot. I really, really like this, and I like it for a lot of the same reasons I like the Osight SE. It's just super, super clear and very astigmatism friendly. What we gotta do now is we gotta torture test it. So we're gonna take this thing off. I don't wanna scratch up my MCX, but I have it marked on where we need to put the optic back on, so it should be relatively close. But we're gonna take her off. We're gonna make sure she's waterproof. We're gonna drop her a few times, throw her for a real world scenario durability test. All right guys, we gotta start out with the water bottle test per usual. I'm gonna beat it a few times, this water bottle, then I'm going to pour this water bottle on top of it, make sure that no water gets inside the red dot, and then we're going to start throwing this thing, dropping this thing, and make sure that the upgrades that they made to this thing made it durable enough for real world use. So we're gonna beat her a few times. Really jolt her around. Where's the money? I think it's about as hard as I can beat it with the water bottle. Okay, all right, let's see. Waterproof.
Let's see if any water gets up in the glass and stays there.
Even cheap red dots nowadays are waterproof, so there's no excuse. Could get into the actual electronics of the optic, and then that would be a problem too. If it didn't go up in brightness anymore, wouldn't change modes. All right, 16 ounce water bottle poured on top of that. Let's see. Still see the reticle. It doesn't look like there's any water in there. Nothing's messing with the emitter from what I can tell as of right now. Didn't seem like any water got in there. And your battery capsules here are waterproof as well. They have O-rings on them, so you shouldn't have to worry about any water getting in there as well. Let me test the brightness settings. Yep, still functional. Okay, let's throw her a few times. We're gonna have to throw her, see if she's durable enough. I mean, you would probably never throw your optic, but who knows? All right. All right. Not bad at all. Obviously, this is grass, but we will take her over to the gravel here in just a second and do a drop test.
Ooh.
But I'm gonna throw her just to get those G-forces in. Get her banged around a little bit. Oh, we got some dirt on her.
Oh.
Got some dirt getting stuck in that outer shell. Nothing bad though, nothing bad.
That's good.
No cracks, no scratches on the glass
dirt.
either. Yeah, just dirt. This thing's gonna look battle worn after we're done with it. All right, threw her a few times. Now let's take her over to the gravel and see how she does. This is gonna be the ultimate test. This is one of the biggest concerns people had with the Gen 1 Frenzy from Vector Optics. So, I mean, I can definitely tell you again, visibly, they have definitely beefed it up. Because I saw the Gen 1s and they were much, much slimmer. So I really do hope that this protects this optic, because so far, I really, really like it. I just really like the way it looks. Because I really like the SIG Romeo 8T. I love the way that looks, but I can't afford one.
They're expensive.
Yeah, or to me, it's just really not worth it. It's a red dot. Why am I gonna pay $800 for a red dot?
If it's a holographic, then maybe I could see it.
Now, the thing with the SIG Romeo T versus this though is that the SIG Romeo T is made out of titanium. It's got a titanium shell on it. This is just, I think, just stainless steel. But it says impact resistant, so now we're about to find out. Drop one on the gravel.
Oh God.
Chest height. Ooh.
Ooh.
It didn't break.
So far, good.
Didn't
Gotta
crack.
do it 2 more times.
Didn't crack. I guess it's better to have a well-vetted, you know, optic. I mean, like, I trust these optics so much more after I take them to the range, put 500 rounds to them, and then drop test them a few times. Like, guys, you should all test your equipment. It doesn't matter if it's a Surefire, Streamlight, whatever. I always like to test my own stuff to get my own opinions. I don't just echo what everybody else says online. I go by my own experiences. All right, drop test number 2. Oof. You know that sounds bad.
It sounds bad to us. I hope they can hear how bad it sounds.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of scuffing on the edges, but nothing terrible. It's definitely holding up comparatively from what I've seen, but we do gotta still test zero too. These are some hard drops, guys. All right, ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
All right, and we're good. No scratches on the glass. Glass is clean. So they're using some pretty durable glass. It didn't crack. And it looks like from them beefing up the design, it definitely solved that problem with the first one. Because I think that's about how high they were dropping it on top of the concrete. This is gravel, very, very similar.
Hard area.
Yeah, I guarantee you, we clean this thing up, good as new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so it's definitely durable, and most of you guys aren't gonna be dropping your gun from chest height, and if you are, you're mishandling firearms, and you should probably go take a safety class.
I agree.
All right, we're at 50 yards. Let's see if she held zero. Let's see how well she holds up. I think that's 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for the gong, or the bear, I should say. All right, we're out.
Because I'm
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pretty good group at 50. So here was our first group at 50. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second group at 50. Seems like it held zero, and we even took it off the gun and remounted it.
Yeah.
Didn't mess with the zero at all. Dropped it a few times, so it held zero. The glass didn't break, so the upgrades that they made definitely made a difference as far as durability. So whereas before I could see why people might be turned away from this optic because the generation 1 had a lot of problems, Vector optics seem to be pretty responsive to that, and they have fixed all of them from what we can tell. I haven't had any flickering of the reticle. The durability seems more than good enough, dropping it from basically almost 6 feet, right? And it did hold zero after all that durability testing. And honestly, guys, I really like the optic. I like the way it looks. It's not super, super heavy either. It's got a robust mounting system. You get that QD latch, and the reticle super, super crisp. Like, I really do like that optic, and I might buy a second one because I like it that much. Definitely, I think I'm gonna end up putting that one either on my B&T or my new 14.5-inch build, but I don't know yet. Might throw one on both of them. I really, really like that optic, and you know, Vector Optics is really offering, from what I can tell and what I've seen, just other people using them, people I know using them in the space. They seem to be almost like Holosun quality for a little bit less money. If you guys are interested in the optic at all, we will leave a link in the pinned comments, so make sure you check that out. Let's put a few more rounds through her before we close her out. Love the smell of fresh carbon in the morning. Gunpowder. Ugh. So closing this one out, guys, not only do I think the Vector Optics is a really good budget red dot, I think it's a good option in general. From all the testing we put it through, we got about 400 or 500 rounds to this thing, and we haven't had any issues with it. A lot of the issues I've seen from other reviewers with the Gen 1 have been addressed with this variant of the optic. We drop tested it on the gravel over there from about 6 feet, and it held up. No cracks, no scratches, anything like that. So it's definitely a lot more durable than the previous model was, and I really like this optic. My favorite thing about it is definitely the clarity of the reticle. Someone has astigmatism, I struggle when dots are blurry, and this one just isn't. It definitely makes it really hard when you're using the donut of death and you're back at 75, 100 yards, and you got a really fuzzy optic to be able to see what you're trying to shoot at on the target. And this one's super, super clear, and I really, really like it. Overall, it looks like a really premium optic. You're paying a budget price, but the build quality of this thing is super, super solid from what I can tell so far. I would buy more of these, and I probably will buy more of these. I like the way they look, and for the price, they're really, really hard to beat. Again, coming in about $100 or so cheaper than your Holosun 512 and coming in a couple $100 less than something like your Romeo 8T. And I really like EOTechs, and these are pretty much the red dot equivalent of EOTechs. So with that being said, guys, I'll let you guys make the decision. I just like testing gear for you guys, so you guys know when you're spending your money, what you're spending your money on, and kind of what to expect. So in my book, the Vector Optics Frenzy Plus, I give it a pass. For the price, it's great, and I definitely wouldn't mind buying a few more of these. So with that being said, guys, if you like the video, please drop a like on the video. Comment on what you think about the Vector Optics Frenzy Plus below, and subscribe for more content, because we need your help, because YouTube hates gun content and we need to stay in the algorithm. So that's all I have for this week, guys, and I will see you guys next time.